Welcome to CTV News, your Canada. It's Thursday, January 15th. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians and stories about your community. Thanks for watching.
First one I did was the Trash Panda, which
Gemma Chapman is putting her own stamp on the city with an art initiative called Tuni Stamps.
I arrived in Toronto a year ago from the UK, and initially it started as a way for me to document my time here.
And has grown into a pint-sized art series documenting iconic people, places, and items, like her favorite in the collection.
This stamp with the peaches really sums up all the farmers markets, all the produce, the kind of the way the city sprawls out onto the streets.
Wanting to support local while sharing her work, the idea of an art vending machine came to life. The first location, Golden Horseshoe Barbecue on DuPont.
This is a chewing gum machine that I converted into an art dispenser, and it's really, the project is about encouraging people to come on this journey with me and learn about Toronto and fall in love with it like I have.
It's a fantastic thing to have in a place like this. Like I said, it really represents the area that we're in, and I think more restaurants should be tying into the community that they're in.
Creating a tangible piece of Toronto you can take with you.
Chapman says she plans on continuing to expand the Tuni Stamp initiative by putting more of the stamp dispensers at different locations around the city, helping people discover Toronto in a fun and accessible way. Jessica Smith, CTV News.
One of the ones that was the most popular that most of the stars picked up was this mug.
Jill Babcock is still riding high after she was invited to Sunday's Golden Globes.
Everything is different. I've never been to California, period, let alone experience something like this.
She owns an engraved glass business in Dartmouth and was invited to host a gift suite at the award show where big-name celebrities could drop by and take a look at her products.
Between the stars that I saw, the producers, the influencers, everybody was so nice. They're so kind, they're so nice, they're gracious. They're very complimentary over the product and seem to love it, which, makes you feel kind of like, okay, phew.
She met some of the biggest names in the business.
Angela Bassett came in and I got to chat with her, and she's like, they're all so stunning and gorgeous. It's crazy.
Her week in sunny Los Angeles brought several unforgettable moments, including a shout out from this Stranger Things star to her niece back home.
Hello, Jolena.
He said, give me your phone, I'm going to do a cameo. And it was like, hi, Jolena, to her, and she was thrilled.
Babcock says she already has orders coming in as she reflects on what it meant to represent the Maritimes.
It gives you a little bit of confidence as a small business from here. It gives you some confidence that you're getting the feedback from people of this caliber that are in another country that can, purchase what they want.
As for what's next, she says she's been invited to this year's Grammys, Oscars, AMAs, and Emmys. And while she won't be able to attend them all, feels grateful to showcase her small Dartmouth business on such a big stage. Vanessa Wright, CTV News, Halifax.
The winner of the North American Car of the Year is the Dodge Charger.
A proud moment for Stellantis as their 8th-generation Dodge Charger took top spot from North American automotive journalists.
And we always say we win when we're different. And I believe this vehicle pushes segment boundaries.
Dodge Chargers first started production in Windsor with an EV version in September 2024. The gas-powered version rolled off the line just this past December.
Windsor is a terrific partner with Unifor. The last generation Charger was built in Brampton. We have a long-standing tradition with Unifor, and we're looking forward to their help in building a quality car.
Elisa Priddle test drove the Charger for Motor Trend magazine. She gets why reporters ranked it in top spot.
You step on the pedal and the thing just takes off. And so the performance is very fun, it's very intoxicating. And so I can see why judges would get in and they would get out with a smile on their face.
Sam Fiorani of Auto Forecast Solutions believes the engine change led to this award.
Adding the six-cylinder into this vehicle gives it a new life, gives it a chance to flourish on an excellent platform and an excellent design of a vehicle that got lost when it was an EV.
In May 2024, just after U.S. President Donald Trump announced tariffs, Stellantis postponed production of the Daytona all-electric Charger, also made in Windsor. Fiorani and Priddle both believe the EV version will come back eventually.
With this platform, we can flex to meet that demand. And you know what? It may surge on the coast before it surges in the middle of the country, but we can adapt and we can meet their demand when the customers are ready for the technology.
Experts say building chargers of any variety is good for Windsor Assembly.
This is a plant that has been underutilized for too long, and having a higher volume product in there will give life to the plant and keep the employees coming into work and building cars.
The Ford Maverick won Truck of the Year, and the Hyundai Palisade took top honors for Utility Vehicle of the Year. Coming up and happening now, we have reaction from here in Detroit after U.S. President Donald Trump's comments about not needing the Canadian automotive industry. The auto show opens officially to the public on Saturday.
Robo Day joined the Canadian Armed Forces at the age of 19, serving from 2008 to 2011.
There's a lot of highlights, but I'd have to say the biggest one was getting sent to Ottawa as part of the Governor General's Foot Guards.
He says he left due to changes in the pension plan. Shortly after, he decided to join the Millwrights Union in Sudbury.
Having hearing loss from the training in the military, I had a very difficult time, so unfortunately I didn't make it past my probationary period.
In January 2025, he says he was living in Sudbury housing when his rent was raised dramatically.
I was on geared to income supplement, so I went from $115 a month up to $1,050. Not being able to hold down a job, I simply wasn't able to afford my rent.
He says at that point he knew he would have to move out. He ended up being homeless for a short time until a friend stepped in.
He was very kind to me and let me stay in his camper. No electricity, no water, but I was right up the road from McDonald's, so I was able to scoot down there and use the Wi-Fi and get stuff to eat. Wasn't the best, but it was certainly better than being out in the cold.
He says he lived there for a few weeks before being connected with the Veterans Homelessness Program, which has been successful in housing 11 veterans since it launched in October of 2024.
We're really happy with that so far. We're really hoping to promote the program so that more people who might not know about their options yet know about what's here in Sudbury to support either homeless veterans or persons who are at risk of homelessness because of affordability.
The program is made possible through federal funding, which will continue until 2028. Meantime, Bodang says he is currently taking a university course and volunteering at the Lockerbie Legion on a regular basis. Lindsay Alex, CTV News, Sudbury.
Dave Hall takes pride in grooming the cross-country ski and walking trails at Kingsman Park. He's been volunteering with the Regina Ski Club since he retired 3 years ago.
I happen to enjoy winter, so and I get a real kick out of people using the park and coming out and enjoying it.
Hall is part of a small group of volunteers who help maintain about 30 kilometers of trails within the city.
Even when there's no snow on the trails, volunteers come out and will push snow into the areas that we will set for trails, just trying to gather as much snow so there's no grass poking through anywhere.
Aiming to make winter more enjoyable for people in the community, the Regina Ski Club grooms more than 15 cross-country ski trails around the city, including Douglas Park, the Science Center, Joanne Goulet, and Sherman Park, as well as White Butte Trails.
For just over 90 years, the club has been in operation, and it's kind of changed and evolved over the years. It started actually as a downhill alpine club, and now we cover all types of cross-country skiing and downhill skiing and biathlon as well.
Currently sitting at 300 members, the club encourages people to try the outdoor activity, saying it helps make the winter season more tolerable.
But it's a great way to get exercise. It's a great way, we're stuck with winter here, regardless of whether we like it or not. So, you can't change the winters, but you can change your activity.
Every Thursday, Regina Ski Club hosts a social ski night offering tips on technique. With the temperatures being above seasonal this week, those interested in hitting the trails are encouraged to check their website before heading out. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Regina.
Nestled at the foot of the Rocky Mountains is Head Smashed in Buffalo Jump. The historical Indigenous site showcases exhibits, trails, and lookout points of where the Blackfoot people use their knowledge of buffalo behavior to kill their prey for food.
We pride ourselves on being stewards of a sacred site. Bring more understanding of what the Southern Alberta landscape has to offer, and what more specifically what Head Smashed In has to offer in terms of the ancient buffalo hunt and the culture of the Blackfoot people.
The site, located west of Fort Macleod, was peppered into some dialogue between two ER doctors on the season 2 premiere of HBO Max's show The Pit.
Where are you going? Head Smashed In Buffalo Jump.
Captain Crunch flying squirrel socks. Are we talking in code or you having a stroke?
It's an Aboriginal UNESCO heritage site in Alberta.
We had no idea. It was a pleasant surprise.
It's unclear how the writers ended up featuring Head Smashed in Buffalo Jump for Noah Wile's character, Dr. Michael Rabinovich's script, but was centered around discussion of taking a sabbatical. However, that scene that aired last week has sparked a flurry of visitors to the park.
We watched The Pit. We love it. It's a great show. Big fans of ER, big fans of Noah Wile. Complete reference out of the blue. Got us really excited, so we came down for the day and check it out. We've had a ball. It's awesome.
Travel Alberta has also featured the scene in a recent video.
Heard you're going on a trip.
Take a sabbatical. Leave tonight.
Where are you going?
Head Smashed In Buffalo Jump.
The Pit recently won several Golden Globes, including Best TV Series for Drama. Now, staff of the world-famous site are hopeful the international attention draws out even more curious travelers.
The average, about 250 to 275 motor coaches coming to our site, mostly from the United States. So we figure that might increase with this little mention.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, near Fort Macleod.
DJ92 radio host Jesse Mods has quit online gambling, but he's still vocal about his concerns with the industry.
I expect there to be tons more people with gambling issues as the years go on, with just how in your face it is.
These days, betting ads are almost inescapable. And once you're on these apps spending money, it's tough to leave.
If you want to stop gambling, they make it incredibly hard.
Part of that is due to iGaming rules, or the lack thereof, in Alberta. Right now, government-owned Play Alberta is the only licensed site in the province, but it's estimated it captures only about 30% of the total market. The rest goes to companies with offshore licenses who don't always have to play by Canadian rules.
We're not bringing online gambling to the province. It's already here. And so sticking our head in the sand and pretending that it's not there isn't going to make it better.
And so changes are coming. Alberta will soon regulate the industry, putting in place time and betting limits and banning athletes from promoting gambling.
Also, and the one that we are probably the most proud of is we are going to have system-wide self-exclusion on day one.
That exclusion rule would allow Albertans to ban themselves from online and in-person betting. It will be tricky to implement, but experts say if done strictly, it could slow a major problem.
That is ultimately the solution to the problem. It's you, it's not me, it's not the government. You got to make the decision for yourself.
Recent Canadian reporting says about 1 in 3 young adults gamble online. And of those aged 18 to 29, almost 24% experienced a high level of gambling-related harms, including credit card debt or savings losses. The province and Mods hope the new regulations can help curb some of that. Tim Brook, CTV News, Calgary.
Creating connection at Kitchener's Chicopee Tube Park.
I'm
having a lot of fun, with all my friends and family.
Waterloo Regional Police partnering with refugee resettlement agency Reception House, giving over 40 new Canadians the chance to experience a classic Canadian winter.
We get a lot of fun and enjoyment, building stronger connections, especially with young kids, where they're coming from places in the world where policing is not the same as in Canada.
We want to introduce newcomers to Canada and say you can go outside in the snow and you can play and have fun.
For many, it's their first taste of tubing and first real winter thrill.
For many of our clients, it's the first time they've encountered snow. A lot of the kids this morning were up at like 7 a.m. and then they had their snow suits on at 11 and we weren't leaving till 1, so they were ready.
These kids have only been in Canada for less than 2 months. Born in Bangladesh refugee camps, many fled Myanmar, where they were persecuted for their religion.
Many refugees, when they come to Canada, they've had bad encounters with police in their own country, so having a positive, fun experience is really good for them.
This is the second year for the event.
We've learned a lot through this experience. We know that even some of the anxiety of tubing or tobogganing for the first time is overcome pretty quickly.
It's clear, you can see it through the smiles and laughter. There were no fines or tickets being handed out here, just friendships forming.
We know that when people are in times of need and times of emergency, we want them to trust us and to know that we're here to help as community partners.
And when it comes to teaming up with the police, we just want people to have a positive association with the Waterloo Region Police.
A reminder, sometimes building trust just starts with a little downhill momentum. Leanne Evans, CTV News, Kitchener.
Lynn Goldman first appeared in a Regina Little Theatre production in 1948 when she was 15 years old. Her connection to the organization continued until her passing late last week.
You name it, she did it. She was an actor, she was a director, she was an administrator, she was president, a fundraiser, just everything.
Lynn Goldman was one of the early employees of CKCK Television in the 1950s, where she joined Gene Freeman and Carol Gay Bell in blazing a trail for women in broadcasting. The trio remained close friends for life.
It wasn't the greatest time for women in broadcasting because women weren't in broadcasting, nor were they welcome in broadcasting. But the three of us fought our way up, and I think that we cleared the way for the women of today.
Lynn Goldman eventually joined the University of Regina, where she headed communications and later the certificates program. She was also an early donor to the Dark Hall Restoration Campaign.
A city without a theater and a college is a backwater. The Methodists who built Regina College knew this, and so did Frank Dark.
Lynn Goldman was awarded a Doctor of Laws degree by the university and was recipient of the Saskatchewan Order of Merit.
She loved Regina and Saskatchewan, and she did whatever she could in whatever manner to make sure that Saskatchewan was a great place to live.
Lynn Goldman's legacy of supporting Regina's arts community will continue for years to come. Just last week, she created an award at the Mackenzie Art Gallery in memory of her brother. It will provide assistance and fund exhibitions by artists at the midpoint of their careers. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
I'm very proud to say our blankets are in all 3 veterans hospitals, so that is quite a little badge of honor for us.
For the past 10 years, the senior social group in New Lowell has been keeping busy by crocheting and knitting thoughtfully made items for the community, and they're extending the invitation to others. They meet on the first Tuesday of every month at the New Lowell United Church to create handcrafted items or just enjoy each other's company.
We've been asked to make some baby blankets for Stevenson Memorial Hospital in Alliston. Sometimes when particularly new parents are there and they're going to take their baby home, they haven't really thought about, oh, hey, we need a blanket to put over top. And so they're going to have them because we make them.
From blankets to keep cozy to poppies for the Legion, anyone between the age of, well, let's just say starting at 60 can join the group to help create or just relax with a cup of joe.
If Graham McCarthy was asked to answer a multiple-choice question about the best beginning for a love story, he likely wouldn't have picked officiate a fish funeral.
Yeah. Say that 5 times fast. Yeah, officiated a fish funeral. That's what I did.
That's what the pastor was doing when he met a friend of a friend for the first time named Katrina Froese.
So it was fun that he showed up and he had a whole eulogy, and that's the kind of humor that I was like, all right, I can get behind this.
So when he eventually asked her out, Katrina said yes. yes. But then Graham sent her a survey to fill out about her preferences for their first date.
I thought it was a joke. I didn't think he was serious, so then he really wanted me to answer the questions. So I was like, okay, guess this is real.
The mostly multiple choice questions range from what kind of food she wanted to eat to her preference levels of fancy schmanciness, from pajamas to a dress, suit and tie.
Purely efficiency. Had a lot of questions, didn't want to send a lot of text.
Graham also hoped it would be charming. And after they went to a dinner and a movie, and he presented her with a post-date survey, Katrina agreed it was. And then she posted it on social media.
Within like a couple of hours, it like blew up.
While the post earned more than 10 million views, the couple learned they were compatible in countless ways. And after dating for a few years, Graham asked Katrina to stop in the middle of a hike to look at her phone and fill out another form.
That basically gave a survey of how he's been doing in our relationship.
After answering them all positively, Katrina read the final question. Will you marry me? As you can see, she said yes. And then a few months later, they both declared, I do.
It was awesome. It was like super sweet.
Oh, it was incredible. It was the best wedding I've ever been to.
Although Graham hasn't sent any other surveys since, both he and Katrina are committed to keep having fun and always consider each other's preferences moving forward.
Like, don't seek your needs, seek the other person's needs, and if you're both doing that, then everybody's needs will be met.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Vancouver.